Hi, this is Charlie. I am a coward. I am a bully. I have let people down. I have failed to nurture people's passions when they came to me for inspiration, and I ignored them. I have lied and betrayed big archetypes and also individual people. And I just think I need to just be transparent. Okay, everybody, welcome to Walkden Shopping Centre, Car Park Edition. I'm going to bring you around onto the small fishing pond. Private fishing, members only. As you can see, it's a small body of water. Small body of water next to the car park of this pretty standard retail park. Now, seeing all these men sat around fishing away into this artificial little lake, knowing that these poor fish, these carp, have probably been caught 100 times each. The poor carp are probably not even hungry anymore from the amount of bait they've eaten. But anyway, let's get on with the video. Good morning! It is Thursday the 17th. I gotta stop dating these things. It'll make them dated, get it? And you know, as someone who loves going into city centres, mostly Manchester city centre because it's where I live, I love the hustle and bustle of an urban area. I love the contrast between the countryside, Scotland, Highlands, Lake District, and Manchester city centre, big industrial heartland of the northwest, and Manchester being the kind of alongside Birmingham and Liverpool, the big cities, Sheffield, of the northern industry, North FC. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I often wonder, how come city centres have become a little bit more boring, a little bit quieter? There's not the same energy. There's not people of all different walks of life. It's mostly crackheads and YouTubers left, and cops, and people who just want to watch the crackheads and YouTubers do their thing. Well, they've all given up. They all got fat and lazy. They want to move from living room watching Coronation Street into Vauxhall Astra. Nothing wrong if you own a Vauxhall Astra. I don't have a car, but just saying for the point. Living room, soap opera, Vauxhall Astra, retail park, straight into supermarket. You don't have to get a bus. You don't have to park on the outskirts and walk in. You don't have to do anything, and you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. It's like saying, exercise is hard, I'll just get fat and lazy and obese. And then I've won, I've not had to do any exercise. You're kind of missing the point. You're meant to enjoy the walk. You're meant to enjoy the walking around. And I opened the video. There is no sadder, more poignantly pathetic image of the collapse of the old world than seeing a bunch of middle-aged men fishing the same 20-meter radius body of water for the same forlorn and scarred carp. Scarred carp. Sound like a scared? Hey, nice mate. Carpe diem. They're going to catch the fish of the day. But the rule is, because it's a private members club, they catch the fish, they let it go. They're not even that tasty. They're just doing it to get away from their wives. Why are they doing that? Why aren't they doing something a bit more fun? Why don't they go to a river or a lake in the countryside? Why would you get any pleasure being in a retail park with a car park, with Aldi, Pets at Home, Poundland, Tesco's, zombie shopping mall with no rented out units? Well, it's the same reason why people choose to come to these big zombie car parks instead of going to a city centre, giving the city centre the life it needs. Today's talk is about obedience and fear. They kind of go hand in hand, obedience and fear. That the more scared you are, the more obedient you are. They've done primatologists, people who study primates, they find that there are always jostlings for position: alpha male, beta male, gamma male, delta male, omicron male. And the monkeys, the apes, the primates, I love how there's like a title in the church called the primate. The primate of Antioch. The primate of Sicily. So, primatologists, anthropologists, it's the same with humans because we are overclocked chimpanzees with advanced graphics card brains running 8-core Intel processors. No, we're not. There's something else. We're not computers, but during a time of crisis, either a war or a plague, we're in the middle of the plague. I've got the jacket. I want the kind of plague doctor, the beak and the beady eyes, full of spices in my nose. I want to be a plague doctor. They've not been very happy with people using the word plague. Maybe it's a bit biblical. The flood and the plague. But during a time of crisis, time of war, apes, primates, humans will not question the hierarchy because it'll get you killed. It's not evolutionarily prescient to challenge the status quo when there's a war going on. And this is how they get you, by the balls, by the cojones. If you identify as a worldly good, a worldly possession, a worldly bag of bones and blood and fat and atoms and molecules, if that's all you are, then yeah, you got to get in line. You got to roll up that sleeve and get boosted. You need 27 boosters. Chris Whitty yesterday during the conference, we need, in the new year, they're going to seriously consider, and the word he used was pan-virus, like a multi-virus vaccine they're going to consider next year to fight Omicron. As someone who, you know, I kind of like, I see the idea of a seasonal flu vaccine, and I go, yeah, okay, yeah, if you're super old, if you're super obese, if you've got super bad lungs, maybe, yeah, the seasonal flu vaccine's for you. But what we've had is everyone lose their minds, the hysteria. Hysterical monkeys ordering with great hoots and screeches, ordering everyone else. This is the dream come true for all the politicians. Not so much Boris Johnson. He doesn't seem like he's enjoying it. But for the Nicola Sturgeons, the Keir Starmers, the Let's Go Brandons, Joe Biden. For Let's Go Brandon, he's loving it. He actually went on TV yesterday and says, come on guys, what's the big deal with the vaccine mandate? Be patriotic. He doesn't get it. He's too old now anyway. He doesn't get it. So, it's incredible. The obedience that's going on. So, if you see yourself as a blood bag, you're a flesh and blood human being, that's all you are. There is no such thing as the afterlife. There is no such thing as God. There is no such thing as the Spirit. If that's what you believe, you will march obediently into your grave. You will be like, yep. Talking about war, talking about orders, talking about kamikaze pilots. They you know, the hierarchy will ask things of you. Oh God, I'm here in Walkden. Can I just do a quick tangent? Forgive me, I do love my tangents, but I saw a post in the forum talking about how returning a shopping cart to the shopping cart area at the supermarket, there's a big supermarket, is a sign that you have civilization in your mind. You know, they say don't just abandon the shopping cart next to your car so that it causes a mess. Take the shopping cart back to the shopping cart hut, to the little shed. But here in Walkden, it's worse than that, guys. You walk up around Walkden, and every neighborhood, every street almost, has got abandoned shopping trolleys. They are such water-headed, retarded, puerile little suckers of the fucking whatever they fillate, that they don't even, it's not that they don't take the trolley back to the hut. They literally steal the trolley back to their house and just dump it on the street, dump it in the alleyway next to their house. It shows you where their brain's at. What's happened to people? Lack of religion, lack of optimism, too much obedience. See how obedience, see what that did in World War II? Oh, let's go back further, World War I. Probably the worst, the most shameful aspect of World War I for the British I'm not going to talk about the Kaiser, the Germans, the Austro-Hungarians, the Prussians. Too far back, I don't know enough. But I do know that British soldiers would be asked by their officers, so maybe the officers would do it themselves, to execute deserters. Or let's say you're 18 years old, you're just a kid, and you're on the front line and you see your best friend get turned into a pink mist with entrails. You get an entrail necklace from the artillery shell that, and then you're traumatized, you've got PTSD, you want to go home, you want a hug from your mum, you run away from the front line. What does the officer do? Go get young Johnny, bring him here. Browning 9mm to the back of the head. Oh, how dare you! If you will not face the Kaiser's bullets, you will face my bullet. Obedience, guys, obedience. Right now as well, you see these massive queues in Manchester at St. Peter's Square at the town hall. Seen it all around the UK. Massive queues of like 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds queuing. 3-hour queue, 5-hour queue. 8,000 people in the queue for their booster. And the government's like, look how patriotic this country is. Great Britain, rule Britannia, God save the Queen. No. Some of the newspapers have asked people inside the queues, why are you queuing for 5 hours to get your booster? Well, the government brought in the COVID passport law. I'm 18. I want to go drinking. I want to go out partying. I want to meet a girl. And if you're 18, you're not even old enough. You weren't even born for 9/11. You don't know how that was a turning point. I was 21. Woo, showing my age here. But that's fine. I'm mature. Balding, great. Look at that. Peppery beard. Look at that. Turning into a man. There's a lot of obedience, and if you're super young, you're just gonna look out for your future. And here, normies do not have the inclination or the ability, the cognitive ability, to study medical papers, to look at this, to weigh up risk benefits, to look at statistics, your chances of being harmed by the versus your chances of being harmed by the cure. For a 40-year-old, or for a 30-year-old, for a 50-year-old, for a 55-year-old in good shape with 0 underlying health conditions. Really, you should be looking at the statistics for how many people take the and get the and then as many. You got to be careful in this channel. I'm going to get banned again. But again, it's life or death. I do believe in everything I'm saying. I'm going to now expand it a bit, now that we're almost 12 minutes in. That people often ask me, how do you have the strength or the ability or the courage to get yourself, Charlie, almost daily into these situations? They look scary as hell on video. Conflict, people are going to hurt you. You're going to get attacked. You're going to get, vendettas. People are going to come for you. Guys, when I chat to people, and if I can tell that they're not asking from a very theological, psychological, spiritual angle, I just give them the quick answer. I say, well, I'm 6'5.5". I weigh 235 pounds. I'm a big guy. I've got demons in me. I've got monsters in me that protect me. But if you want the true theological answer, the true spiritual answer, is that I take the teachings of the major religions very seriously. Whether it's Hinduism, the major teachings of Buddhism, I think it can fall into nihilism and like nothing matters, but the kind of essence of Buddhism about what you are, who you are. Obviously the messages of Christianity, and for once I actually spent some time over the last few days. I finished the Gospel of Matthew. I finished the Gospel of John. I'm halfway through Genesis. I'm going to obviously do the Old Testament as well. I'm going to start off with the highlights, Mark, John, Luke, Deuteronomy, Revelations. I'm going to go for the classics and then I'll expand it. I'll try and understand a bit more. And I kind of have to, because a few years ago I was arguing with a Muslim. And the Muzzy said to me, you can't argue with me because you've not even read the Quran. So I read half the Quran, got through half of it, and I hadn't even read the Bible. But you know what's funny? Having now read Matthew, John, and half of Genesis, is just how much the Bible is encoded into our general society. Films you watch, books you read, things you do, plays you attend, people's conversation, turns of phrases. A lot of it is wow. It was like wow, 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 wow. So, what's my solution going forward? Well, it's not so much that there's a solution going forward. It's like how should you react as the world's losing its mind, as people are hysterical and acting in very obedient ways to authority. Authorities battening down the hatches, and the submarine bloody sailors are saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was watching the news. Friends of mine in Manchester sending me videos of the queues for the booster jabs. And, you know, you go through phases, don't you? I've gone past the anger phase. And I'm glad I'm doing a bit of reading into old texts, because now I see that the obedient in terms of the sheep dip, the obedient in terms of following government guidance, they are very scared. They are terrified. They, if they are atheists, see themselves as just flesh and blood. If they are men or women of God, they are still terrified. They probably got some funny ideas going around, rattling inside their skulls. But I don't have any anger towards the normies. I don't get upset seeing normies take the sheep dip, because they're terrified. I cannot relate to that as much. Even when I had the coof, I was live streaming, I was saying, hey, it's not so bad. And yeah, it was, you know, weird. Loss of taste and smell was weird, but I looked up on the internet. Can you lose taste and smell from the flu and a cold? And yes, you can. But for some reason, we're all like, loss of taste and smell, wow. But it was weird. It was a bit more. I mean, I've had other colds and flus in the past. Didn't lose my taste and smell that much. With the coof, it was 100%. Fart smelled like alpine air. My smelly armpit smelled like air freshener, like the good stuff. So I ain't scared, guys. I'm not scared. What's there to be scared of? We're all gonna die one day. I intend to deserve it. We're all gonna die. And everything that he giveth, he can also taketh away. Oh, I've just found 10p. Can you see it? Oh, it's upside down my finger. There he is. Here's my lucky 10p. Lucky 10p. First time I've ever literally made physical money while shooting a video. How should I end this, or how should I start this? The end is the beginning is the end. Every closing door, that's not necessarily an opening door, is it? Not necessarily. But okay, let's rephrase it. You leave one room, you're entering another room, or you're leaving the building. You're going out into the expanse. I am proud to remain a member of the unofficial control group. I am proud to remain sane in the face of all this obedience and authority. They go hand in hand, hand in hand. I am proud that my children are currently have had as normal a life as possible, considering the whole world going insane. That's probably my thing I'm proudest of the most, is shielding the innocence of my children. Oh wait, there's a fan, I hope. Well, he waved. He'll see the car. Write in the comment section who you are. Hello, Silver Audi. Good man. Thank you for saying hello. But really, I think the next war will be internal, within our own souls. Matters of the spirit. And just remember, guys, if you are in the unofficial control group, It's one thing for the government to go hysterical and to say all this. It's another thing for you to actually comply and be obedient. Two separate things. I need to tread very carefully on my YouTube channel, but to still beat the algorithm, get the algorithm's help, get this message out to the normies. And it's almost like I need to speak in parables. And I was listening to Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew, and they're like, his disciples like, Jesus, man, Jesus, dude, why are you speaking in parables to the normies? And Jesus is like, look, they cannot see the kingdom of heaven like you can. They don't have the eyes to see like you can, young disciple, believer in the infinite truth. So I have to speak in parables to the normies, to the masses. And if I can end on a positive note, like reading the Bible, I'm doing it bit by reading, a bit by audiobook. And I've confirmed that the audiobook is accurate. I've got a King James Version Bible at home, and the audiobook is word for word accurate. And what amazes me is like, when you get into it, when you get into the stories in the Bible, not so much Old Testament, I'm not done enough, but in the New Testament, it could have been written yesterday. I understand the same archetypes and the same concepts and the same struggles, and my God, when Jesus gets going, when he gets a good rant on, talking about the kingdom and living forever, it's like, wow, that's guy. So what he had in his heart was love and confidence. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. I'll try and do a city center video for you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. It's Charlie Veach on Thursday.